Hello, my name is Kevin, and welcome to Kev's Vibe of the Day. Let's get right to the cards to see what our message is. All right, here we go. Um, the Great Teacher. So this card was inspired, this card was inspired by Jesus, the Master Jesus, as Kyle refers to him. This deck is from Angels and Ancestors Oracle card deck, authored by Kyle Gray, with images by Lily Moses. Um, so, what does the great teacher come to say? Well, even if you have a simple life with easy, simple way of being, there is a great teacher. And this card is dedicated to that great teacher. Now, this doesn't necessarily, and probably isn't, connected to religious texts, as we know in Catholicism, Christianity, and others, but definitely is a card that comes with a message that you are likely having at this time a spiritual experience. And what the card is saying, what the message is saying, is for you to learn from the spiritual signs and lessons that have already shown up for you. For example, if you have been seeking a certain type of class you want to take, a workshop, whether it is in divinity, whether it is in religious studies, whether it is in the gods and goddesses of Egypt, whether you're even looking towards your own ancestral connections, this card definitely says that you're on a spiritual path and that your path is going to be presented to you in the form of signs and lessons. It's also connected to the great spirit within you. In this illustration, the Master Jesus, the great teacher, is holding his hands up, and the dove, which represents the messenger, bringing you the information that you're looking for, that you're seeking. Oftentimes we go into prayer, as I do, and prayer for me now is very different to how it was growing up. Growing up, it was taught to me from scriptures, from Sunday school. It was taught to me that the only time you prayed is when you needed something or when you went to church, and there was a certain tradition that went along with it. And I now know that prayer is indeed a connection to a divine source, a great teacher. There is a great teacher within each one of us that is able to receive signs and wisdom and prophecy and all sorts of things that we sometimes feel completely oblivious to. Often it has to do with how the ego is trying to tell us, oh, no, 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 that's not right. It's that double side, that balance I've talked about. I would say for today's message that you're on a great path and you have access to the greatest lessons of all. From my own experience, I can say that whatever I'm curious about, I'm going to follow. And when I follow, I'm not following with any intention of what is the end result going to be? How is this all going to turn out? There was a time when I did. And what I now realize from the teacher within as well as the teacher without is that I'm so focused on how it's going to turn out or controlling the outcome, I'm missing the lesson completely. The lessons we learn, the signs we learn, the pathway we're on gets unveiled and relieved or released or revealed as we go along. It's a bit like that term you heard when you were younger, such and such a person made it up as they went along. That's exactly right. I don't know that I like the term fake it until you make it, because the word fake really deems as something that's inauthentic, that's not truthful, something that's deliberately put there to fool, conjuring and that kind of thing. I don't believe that. What I do believe is there is an intention, starts there, and there's a desire that is somewhat connected to the intention. So desire comes from the heart, it comes from the soul, it comes from the spirit. The spirit desires to have something, a situation, or learn a lesson, or go on a journey, or have an experience. That comes from heartfelt desire. If the heartfelt desire is connected to something greater, something that is truly lighting you up, making you feel amazing, the feeling of it, the idea of it, the excitement of it, then it's a good thing to follow. That's following the teacher and the intuition within, because that's where the sign lives. It's what you follow. The intention is putting something affirmative to it. It is my intention to be this, to follow that, to learn such and such a thing. When you put some weight and some gravity towards intention, you then put the wheels in motion for attraction. It's like the law of attraction says, just set up the desire, get the feeling for the desire, put the intention in that you have the intention of getting it. You have the intention of knowing it's coming. You have the intention of saying you're on the right path, you're going in the right direction. Then use the teacher without, the spiritual teacher, and the teacher within you. Line those two up. And here you have today's message. Line up to what you seek to know, what you seek to learn, and know that these lessons are coming. I once learned something from a great mystic who said, God, universe, source, qualifies those who are called. He doesn't call on those who say they're qualified. So in other words, it may be that you want to follow a pathway of certification, a degree, learn something. Is the piece of paper that says you are a degreed scholar or you are qualified this, that, the other thing, more important than the desire, intention, and execution of the lessons? The other thing I learned while learning is that there is a fear attached to failure, getting it wrong, feeling foolish, looking foolish, or making a mess of something. The fear of it is actually less fear and more ridicule. Because most of us have had the experience of being ridiculed, usually by those who wish they took the chance of doing things and didn't, and find themselves living through our own let's just do it and see what happens experience, do they have to ridicule us? You hear it all the time, no matter what. Reality television is rife with it. Those video editors and producers and people that put those shows on television for entertainment make profit on watching one person ridicule another person, laughing at them, finding it funny that they made a mess. Or this is what we fear. We fear that that's what the world is going to think of us. So worried about what do other people think? Well, the truth is that without getting something wrong, not right or wrong, without doing something that didn't quite work out the way you wanted it to, or without trying something that wasn't exactly the way you thought it was going to go, is it failed? Probably. There's many reasons for it, but to take it personally, to make it as a way to look at yourself as a failure, or look at yourself as a not good enough, what have you, that's where it's all linked to. That's sabotaging anything, any part of growth. Practice. Even doing this, even for me, stepping out into working more with divinity, learning to read cards, learning what the symbols meant. At first, it was quite daunting. I had the fear of what on earth are people going to think? And now I'm realizing, well, it's being embraced. I'm following something that my heart's saying I want to do. And the more I do it, the more I practice it, the more I do this every day, the more it just becomes this part of life. It always was part of life, but just like anything else, it needed practice. And I needed to carve out the time to do it. That for me was my great teacher. That nothing has to be done in a rush. Nothing has to be done in a hurry. This is what the great teacher within, the great teacher without, the great teacher of the universe has taught me. I'm now realizing, wow, this never ends. This journey of self-discovery, the soul path, is always ongoing. And I feel like that's complete. The message is complete. So let's read from Journey of the Heart, Journey to the Heart, and then get to whatever message or meditation that might show up. We're on October the 6th, 15th. I'm skipping ahead. Discover the power of vulnerability. Good Lord, I was just talking about this. A new kind of power will emerge from vulnerability. The more honest we are with ourselves about how we feel and what we really think, the more power we will have. We may have once thought that being powerful meant giving in to what we felt, what we thought, or who we really were. But that attitude didn't garner power for us. It caused life, the universe, us to continue creating situations that would help our hearts, help us to feel, help us to learn the lessons of vulnerability. The sooner we become honest with ourselves, the sooner we can be honest with others. The sooner we become honest with ourselves, the more quickly we'll grow and move on to new places. Become vulnerable, at least with yourself. Be honest about what you think and feel. Write it, speak it, feel it, release it. Then you will know where to go, when to go. What you are to do next will emerge naturally, quietly, and clearly. Try being absolutely honest. Reveal your most private feelings to yourself. It's a new kind of power, a different kind of power. It is spiritual power, the power of opening the heart. You know, I'm trying to think. There's an entire world out there, universe, space, that we are, as a human, just beginning to scratch the surface of. This whole idea that when you get really calm, meditate, soften, it's interesting how folks who look to follow a spiritual pathway and look for peace, love, comes in very simple, subtle messages. Usually when we're deathly quiet, definitely when we have no distractions going on, when there's no clutter. And then as the growth and the embracing of vulnerability and the courage to know we're connected to something bigger, when those aha moments come, there is this desire to keep on following it, to detach from all the things that we felt we needed, we had to have, the possessions. Look at pharaohs and great masters that we know of in modern times, and Mahatma Gandhi comes to mind and others. I look at movies and TV shows and watch people packing the suitcases back in the 50s and the 60s to go on these trips. 1 or 2 suitcases, 1 or 2 outfits. It wasn't a big truckload full of luggage. And I think, wow, look at how simple these folks were. how easy it was. You know, a salesman might have had 2 suits in the closet. A woman might have had 3 outfits. The rest of the time it was, an apron and some very simple clothing. Typically brown shoes, black shoes, or navy blue, whichever. There was never really a whole walk-in closet or the need for this, amazing mansion. While they're wonderful and they're fantastic, and if that's what you want to experience it for sure. But I know myself, what I've learned about myself in this life is that simplicity is just simplicity. It's easy. It's simple. It's not complicated. But there was a time when it wasn't. And I think those are the great teacher within, to look at the history of when things weren't and when things were. All right, let's meditate. I'm not sure the alchemist has a answer for that. I'm listening to, no, he said, no, you're good to go. So we're going to meditate. Feel your feet simply flat on the floor. Could be barefooted, stocking feet, sock feet, but just make the connection with the big toe mound of your left foot, the big toe mound of your right foot, and the center of both heels, and just make the connection with the floor that you're on. Doesn't matter if it's wood or stone or dirt or carpet, but bring your physical mental attention to the part of your physical body that is actually connected to the Mother Earth. Take a breath in. As you exhale, imagine your feet sinking deeper, 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 connecting stronger and more grounded to Mother Earth. And the simple prayer is, thank you, Mother Earth, for providing me with the space and the place to ground and live my life. Thank you for your earthly wisdom. Thank you for removing all the distractions and keeping me rooted to space where I am. I am grateful for your love and your guidance, and so it is. And then move your attention as you breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Move up through your body into your belly area. And imagine a great white golden light is emerging actually from the Mother Earth, up through your legs into your belly, known as your solar plexus area. And imagine in the area of your navel, your belly, and then the area of your heart, your chest. These 2 points of golden light are emerging out from you. It's as if you have headlights, one at your heart, one at your belly, all coming from the energy of Mother Earth, all being fueled by your breath. And see that these 2 beacons of light are emerging from you, radiating outward in every direction possible. And take your mind and your attention as you breathe up towards your throat. In the area of your throat, for a man it would be an Adam's apple. For a woman, it's that nice little divot at your neckline. Imagine this being a soft blue light that is connected to the two golden lights of your heart and your solar plexus. And think of this blue light illuminating out from you, radiating in front of you, behind you, and out to the sides. And take your attention up to your brow area, the part right between your eyebrows. And see a bright white light. Its edges are tinged with violet. Imagine that there is a filter that as this beautiful white light comes from your third eye center and radiates out, it casts a violet shadow. Move your attention on up to the crown of your head. And sitting at the crown of your head, as if placed there, is a crown that resembles a lotus blossom. In the center of the lotus blossom is the energy of the violet flame. The violet flame follows the energy that's coming from Mother Earth, traveling up through your body, your chakra system, the energetic heat generated by this violet flame is energizing your physical body, balancing and cleaning all your chakra energy centers. Allow your experience to see the violet flame stretching upward through your soul star 6 inches above your head, igniting the stellar gateway. Think of it as being 18 inches to 2 feet above your head, wider than you. This vast gateway is the energetic vortex that connects you and the source of creation of all. The light from your violet flame, the fuel from the depth of Mother Earth, is now connected to the vast energetic source energy for which you are an extension. Allow yourself to bathe, be covered and showered in this divine light. Allow yourself to be glistening beyond the edges of your skin. It's a feeling of tingling, sparkling, excitement. That you are reflecting from the inside of you outward. And at this moment where you're still and breathing, divinely connected to source energy, allow yourself to be open and set your intention. Then start your attention with I set the intention. And continue, make up your own. In your intention, state for the highest good of myself and all those who are connected. And for me, I set the intention to move through my day with grace and gratitude, accepting the blessings and goodness that are offered by the universe. I give my humble thanks for the presence of God, the presence of Source, the love and abundance and goodness of the universe. I set the intention that I shall sift and I shall sort, and I shall learn great things from the contrasts of today. I set the intention that whomever I connect with will be for the greatest good of them and myself included. So it is, and so shall it be. When you feel ready and complete, bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Honor yourself for doing this spiritual work, connecting with spirit, keeping that energetic vortex open. Lift your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. Together we bow and say namaste. May you have great blessings today of goodness, abundance, and growth. Growth is what it's all about. And until next time, lots of love. Bye.